Okay, ladies and gents, this semester we're going to get back to some basics, and we are going to be reading. You're going to be reading every single week out of a book that you choose. I can help you choose it, but it's something that I want you to be personally invested in, ideally. If it's something I just throw at you, it's not nearly as valuable. So, here's roughly how it's going to work. Every week, and this starts with week 1, which is, by the way, uh, will officially start on January 6th, you need a personal reading book. Um, and at the beginning of the week, you will go ahead and you will post a plan. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what that will look like. You come in here to your post right here. I'm going to use bullets, and you put in the book that you plan on reading. I've already started this book, Station 11. I started it over break, so I will go ahead and put that one down. You don't have to have a new one. If you're already reading a book, just that's the one you enter. I'm on page 47 right now, but I am going to go ahead. I'm on break, so I think I'm going to read a whole 150 pages this week. So that's what I'll put down. And then what you're going to do, as it shows you right here, you're going to put down a prediction of what you expect to gain from the week's reading. Expect to gain. Pay attention to that. This doesn't necessarily have to be about just the story. For example, I really love zombie stories. I picked this up because it was supposed to be a post-apocalyptic story, and I like reading those kind of things. So you put down what you expect to learn or gain. I'll tell you another reason why this is, kind of different like that. This didn't post quite right. It's not the same as just putting down, here's what's going on in the story. I have some students who are reading books on religious devotion. So it might be more important in something like that, rather than they say, here's what the reading said. They can say, here's what I got out of it. Here's what these pages did to help me with my connection to God. Or if you're reading a book about a person, not a biography. I have somebody who's reading the Notebook of Kurt Cobain. Rather than focusing on exactly the pages that she reads, she can say, here's what I learned about the character, about the person, Kurt Cobain. This is what I put down, and you can certainly refer to it to get some ideas, but notice it's detailed. It actually mentions specific facts from the book. Okay? But that's what you do at the beginning. This is called your plan. This is what you are expecting to read and hoping to get out of your book over this week. All right, that's the beginning of the week. Most of the time that's going to be Monday. On occasion, it might be a Tuesday, like this week. So you do that on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then you go away. You don't have to come back and look at this until the end of the week on a Sunday. Okay, and when you have come back at the end of a week, so now let's pretend it's Sunday, and if you notice, you didn't see the reply on mine at first. It doesn't happen right away. If you wait a week and come back, it'll be there. But I just had to refresh the page. But you come back in and you go to your own post. Okay, don't post another post. I want to see the two connected. All right, that's very helpful for me when I grade you. And you reply to yourself. Okay, and in this reply, you're going to respond to your plan. All right, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say whether or not you actually managed to do what you said you would do. Oops, carrying the bullets over here as well. And in my case, I did. Okay, I did actually manage to do that. Push that back there. I even managed to read more. Now, again, I said 150 pages. For some of you, that's intimidating. Keep in mind, I love reading, and I was on break. You don't have to put down 150 pages, and in fact, what I wrote is normally I think I'd probably read less than that. That's what I would guess. Okay, then you reply to your prediction, and in this part, the purpose of that is to say, one, did you learn what you expected to learn, or did you gain what you expected to gain? Or was it somewhat different? Because it's possible that up here in your prediction, you'll have predicted something and after you read, you're like, yeah, that didn't have a whole lot to do with it. Okay, so here's me, and again, I keep on making it look weird, but there we go. Now it's a little bit more straightforward. And notice again, I get pretty detailed. There's specific details in here that talk about the story and relate back to my prediction up here. All right, and then finally, I'm going to scroll back up here to your instructions. Finally, it says evaluate your own prediction. Okay, this one's kind of hard, but here's the thing. If you were very easily able to answer this, in other words, if you had no trouble writing several sentences in responding to what you predicted at the beginning of the week, then this is an easy thing to answer. Okay? In other words, you have everything you need from your reading, and you predicted accurately. So in my case, I can simply go like this. Okay? Yeah, I could respond to my own prediction thoroughly. If, on the other hand, this was very hard, like you've written some things in here, but you're struggling. You're like, I want these points. I did the reading, but I really don't, I'm not even sure how to answer this based on my own prediction. Then what this section is for here is literally to ask for help. In other words, you can make some ideas. You can get some ideas here. You could say, I was predicting that it was going to be a huge battle between these two characters, and it turned out they weren't in a conflict at all. And if you can go say to yourself, you know what, now I think I can make a better prediction for next week, then you're fine. And that's what you write there. You would simply write, yeah, I thought there was a conflict between character A and character B, and really it's not even a conflict. It's more of an internal conflict for character B. There you go. You're fine. But if you're struggling here, this is where you actually say, I'm not really sure what to predict because the book I'm reading is really weird. I'm reading a self-help book, or I'm reading a book on computer programming or something like that. And in this section, you will literally ask for help. And you may get some responses from your peers, but you will definitely get a response from me. If you ask for help, if you say, I'm struggling with this part, I'm not sure how to do this, then you will absolutely get a response from me on this. So this part's important, okay? Again, it might be, yeah, I'm good. But if you say, yeah, I'm good, then basically you're saying to me, I think I should be getting full credit for all my work up here. If you're a little iffy, you're like, I think I'm doing okay, but I could use some direction. This is a place where you basically ask me questions. Okay? Then once you're done here, you post reply. Now, you're almost done. You're not completely done. The last thing you do before you're completely done is, at this point on a Sunday, if you come back, bare minimum, you will have several other people's plans in here. So you will always have something to reply to. You're going to read through other people's plans, and if they went ahead and did their reflections, their post-week reflections, you can read those too. And you have to respond to at least one of them. You can respond to more with either a question, a suggestion, or constructive correction. Constructive means you are trying to help. If you are rude, if you are mean, if it is clear that the purpose of you writing that is anything that will make someone less likely to be excited to come in here and write down their thoughts, then you have just made my job and their job harder. You will certainly not get any points for that. You might end up sitting down with me and Ms. Hagstrom. Don't write things that aren't helpful to this process, that don't help people get this done better, more easily, and ideally more fun. Okay, by all means, have fun with it. If it's your friend, and you say, hey doofus, I understand that part, but it needs to be constructive. If they forgot to italicize the title, by all means, you can let them know that. If they made a spelling error, you can write that, but I gotta say, that's pretty weak. Responses are really a good place for you to show me how well you can interact in a group. and that is an important thing. So for you to simply put down you misspelled, okay, you're basically saying to me like, yeah, I'm not really going to spend any time on response. This is people talking here. There's always something to say. All right, that's it. That's a weekly assignment, 100 points, pretty important. So go ahead, give me a call if you are confused, and by all means, have fun with it.